What's happening? It's your boy Skywalker the Jedi. Back tapping in with y'all again. I was gonna talk about something a little different today, cause for people that's just now finding out about me, or first time watching a video or experiencing any of my content or anything like that, I want to go over my history with at least the Snyder Cut and Restore the Snyderverse. Kind of give you guys a sense of my credentials, so to speak, so that you guys know I'm just not out here wolfing, or just hopping on a bandwagon all late. So I think my story kind of starts off where everybody else's does, kind of like in the lead up to Batman versus Superman. You know, um, so back in 2016, coming off the heels of Man of Steel and everything like that, I was super excited about the follow up being Batman versus Superman, and with all the cast and stuff, I was super excited to see this movie. Um, the Comic Con trailer that was released is still my favorite trailer of all time to this day. When I saw it, it made me cry a little bit. Not gonna lie, but no, I was just super hyped for the movie just in general. Um, and it was around this time where I was watching a lot of stuff, getting to know about the behind the scenes, about how movies are made and everything like that, right? And just overall getting my feet wet in the behind the scenes thing. So, I'm following everything that's being released or talked about with this movie, and I used to watch a lot of AMC movie talk with John Campea and Dennis Zane, um, John Schnepp when he was on there. Rest in peace, John Schnepp. But just everything, and everybody was genuinely. It seemed like genuinely excited for the movie to come out, right? Up to a certain point, which was very weird to me. But um, everybody's excited, and there came this point where it was around the time that all the sites and stuff, I believe they went to go do a set visit for Captain America Civil War. And it seemed as if when everybody got back from the set visit of, visiting the Civil War set, it seemed like everybody kind of switched and, turned and was no longer interested in, what Zach was doing, and started kind of bashing Batman vs Superman. So this happened before the movie came out, right? Like there had been, the teaser trailer and the Comic Con trailer. Like everybody's all super jacked and super hyped, right? And then all of a sudden, this Captain America set visit happens, and then all of a sudden, like everybody's worried about the movie, and saying different things, and that was kind of the turning point, from what I can remember of when everything started to shift. That Captain America Civil War set visit, like everybody's all worried now, and then when Batman vs Superman actually ends up coming out, I was living in Vegas at the time. I wanted to go see it on the biggest screen possible, so I drove from Las Vegas all the way back to Los Angeles to go to Hollywood to see it at the Chinese Theater, which is the biggest theater in Southern California, hands down. So I'm literally at the biggest theater in Southern California, and I go see the movie. Mind you, I believe it was either right before the movie came out or right after it came out. They announced that there was like a director's cut, so like some longer version coming. So so that was already weird, right? But I go see the movie. The theater that I'm in pretty much fits like 1,000 people in there, and everything popped. Like the theater's going crazy, going nuts, right? Even with the theatrical version, you know. Um, to this point when Wonder Woman saved Batman, it's like one of the loudest reactions I've ever heard in any theater ever, right? When she saves Batman, then her music kicks in. I'm talking about huge pop in the movie theater. Everybody's going crazy. The movie ends, even the 2.5-hour version. The movie ends, gets a standing ovation, right? Mind you, I'm in the biggest theater in Southern California. Fits 1,000 people in there. Okay, I'm on the way out, and I'm asking the ushers, like, hey, how's all the reactions been to the movie? And I had 2 different ushers tell me, oh man, everybody's loving it. It's getting standing ovations and everything, right? And to avoid spoilers, I had been staying off of the internet, right, for like that whole week. So, much to my surprise, I get online and I'm seeing that everybody hated the movie. Got all these blogs and sites and stuff. Everybody hates the movie, right? Like, I'm talking about, it seems like unequivocally hated it. And it was so jarring for me because I had just had like one of the best theater experiences I had ever had in my life with a huge crowd of people, right? So it's not like it's a small sample size. It's the biggest theater in Southern California. Right? One of the top 3 biggest in the country. Right? Like, what better sample size can you get? Right? So I'm seeing how everybody hates this movie. Right? And you couldn't turn anywhere. Right? Like, you couldn't go to AMC Movie Talk. They were bashing it. You couldn't watch Collider Heroes. They were bashing it. You couldn't watch IGN movies. Right? Because that guy, what's his name? Jim Vavuda. Bashing it, right? Everywhere you turn, what culture? Bashing it. Everywhere you turn, the movie's just getting bashed, right? Which was strange to me. It seemed as if there was like a little bit of how can I say, like mob mentality, right? Like everybody's hopping on this thing at the same time, So, I'm trying to endure all this, right? I'm going back and forth with everybody, trying to like stay in the comment sections and, and trying to do my thing, trying to like take up for the movie and everything. So, obviously after Batman vs Superman, we get the Wonder Woman release, and also Suicide Squad came out after that. But every time that one of these movies is about to come out, there's some huge, right? Like, there's some huge thing that we start hearing about. It's like negative right before the movie comes out, right? It happened with Batman vs Superman. It happened with Wonder Woman, which is a movie that I loved, by the way. Third act kind of wasn't as good as the rest of the movie, but, still overall, wonderful movie, right? So, Suicide Squad, I thought was okay, but we obviously know about everything that happened with that movie, right? But I still found it enjoyable, and it was a very profitable movie, right? It was in the ether, and a lot of people liked it. So that brings us up to Justice League, right? So right before Justice League comes out, we start hearing about, oh, hey, Warner Brothers is going to reshoot the movie, right? They're going to reshoot, redo, and re-edit the whole movie. And they're not going to push it back. It sounded preposterous to me that was going to happen. So once again, I'm in there, I'm taking up for Warner Brothers. I'm like, no, ain't no way. Ain't no way. Then Zach steps off of the project, right? I'm like, oh, nah, he got Josh in there. Josh is just going to, come in and finish it, right? It's the guy that did the Avengers movie, right? What could go wrong? That's what I was thinking. Right? So I'm still, out there, towing that company line, right? Out there, pushing people to still go see it like, hey, this is still Zach's movie. It's still Zach's vision, right? Even with all the weird little things, right? Like the 2-hour mandate that came out, right? Before the movie was released, everything. It's like, yo, there's no way. there is no way that they're gonna redo this whole movie in like 5 months. No way. So I'm towing that company line all the way until the actual release. Okay, all the way until the actual release. So mind you, we have been getting all these rumors about Henry Cavill having a mustache and them having to digitally take it out. I'm like, yo, there's no way. There's no way that's true. Right? And then when you're watching a movie, one of the first things you see is a close-up of Henry Cavill's face. And you can see that his face is all messed up. You can clearly see it, clear as day. When I say my heart sank, like my heart sank into my stomach. And in that moment, I knew that the rest of what I was about to see was not going to be Zach's vision. Right? Because if the mustache thing is true, that means everything else is probably true. Right? Which it was. The tone's all super different. Right? The humor is stupid and childish. Right? I'm not laughing. I did not enjoy that movie whatsoever. And I left feeling like very empty inside. I had been campaigning and, waiting to see a Justice League movie, for the better part of my life, right? So, I felt very empty, and I always tell people, I'm like, what if when Avengers came out and you had been waiting to see Avengers for all that time, what if it came out and it was nothing like the other movies that was previously, set before it? I don't think people would have been too happy, right? So, that's when I really dug in, man. I dug in and, I started trying to research, what was actually in Zach's cut, because for everybody that was following, we knew that he finished principal photography and he just needed to, do some additional shots and cleanup shots and stuff like that. So we knew that whatever he wanted to shoot was mostly there, right? And from that time, all the way from when the people first went to go protest, right? And I think it was like 11, 12 people that showed up, right? But little did they know that while the rest of the industry was kind of mocking us, little did they know that small gesture right there let the rest of us know that we were not alone. And ever since then, I was just, totally engrossed in release the Snyder Cut and like all of the differences between the movies, right? And the more that I found out that we didn't get, that we were supposed to get, the more upset that I got. So I pretty much just was like, hey, no matter what, like I'm just gonna, campaign and I'm gonna spread the word, right? And pretty much ever since then, I've just been really, I've thrown my money, time, energy into getting this thing done. And when they announced the Snyder Cut was going to be released on May 20th, 2020, it was like one of the greatest moments of my life, because in that moment, I really felt like anything was possible. We had been told by all these outlets for all this time that it didn't exist and we weren't going to get what we wanted, pretty much everything to try to deter us from, seeking like what was really ours. And, we got what we deserved, which was the Snyder Cut, but now we're going to get what we're owed, which is restoring the Snyderverse. And I'm here for it. I've been here for it. I'm willing to put my money up, my time, my energy, effort. You know, I probably alone was responsible for about 40 to 50, HBO Max signups just from in my personal life. Not even pushing it on social media, but just making sure that everybody that I came into contact with was aware about the the movement and when to watch this movie, and they knew how important it was, to me, that they watched the movie when it came out first day, right? So, you know, we're here, man. We're dug in, and we're here for the long haul, right? I'm pretty sure that a lot of people, don't like our movement, and they wish that it would go away, and they wish that we would just shut up. Well, the only way that that's going to happen is if we get what we're owed. That's the only way. We need this arc. Justice League trilogy, by the way of Lord of the Rings. I mean, you all saw how epic the first entry of that trilogy was. Just imagine what we were going to get, you know. And I'll go into a whole other thing some other time, about the similarities between Zach's vision and what ended up being, the end of the Infinity Saga, right? And how it's pretty much like confirmed that, Zach's vision was somehow, transferred over to the Avengers, right? Because there's all these like, little things that they have in common that, like, what's the likelihood of that being coincidental, right? So I'm gonna go into that another time. But what I just wanted you guys to get a sense of today is that, just how long that I have been here. And, we're not going away. I'm not going away. Nobody that I know is going to go away, until we get what we're owed. It's not going to happen. So I'm going to catch y'all next time. And, got a lot of ideas about some videos that I'm going to be dropping for you guys. Right. And the more that I do this, the more refined that everything will become. But as for right now, I kind of like doing it like this. So you guys tap in with me, let me know what you think about the discussion, right? And, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm going to get up with y'all next time. All right. Peace.